takes it.
I couldn't hardly feel the ball, but we won the game.
Good evening. An emotional and painful victory for Packers quarterback Brett Favre.
Favre led the team to a 28-24 win with a painful thumb injury. Kevin Hunt joins us now with more on the Packers-Raiders game and the latest on Brett Favre's thumb. Kevin?
Thanks, Scott. Well, Coach Ray Rhodes was downplaying Brett Favre's thumb injury today, saying Favre jammed it, but he expects him to be okay. A different story seemed to be coming from Brett Favre. Listening to him, you wonder whether Favre's consecutive game streak of 110 straight starts is in jeopardy. Today's injury came in the third quarter on consecutive plays. Favre says he aggravated a pre-existing injury from the preseason, but says it's worse this time around. He gutted it out and led the team to victory, a true leader of the pack.
We had to fight out here. Man, we never lost hope. We never lost hope. We kept fighting. We know we got one of the best offense and the best quarterback in the NFL. So we just knew if we could get the ball in Brett Favre's hand, we could win this game. And he did it.
Well, if we want to know more about Favre, let's hear it from the man. Jesse Garcia has more on his heroic day.
The Packers season ended last year on a last-second touchdown in San Francisco, and it begins anew under Ray Rhodes the same way. Only this time, the Packers are on the winning side. Put the final 2 minutes in the Brett Favre legend book. Playing with an injured thumb, at times appearing weak on his knees, he mustered the strength to move the Packers 82 yards, ending in the winning touchdown to Jeff Thomason. The Packers beat the Raiders 28-24, and afterwards, Favre was uncharacteristically emotional.
At one point, I almost came out. I didn't even mention it to coaches or anything, but I just didn't. I was actually sort of scared at times to throw the ball downfield. I didn't know if I could put anything on it, and I'm so drained right now.
The game came down to the number 4, 2 minutes making plays. The young man is what I would say a ultimate warrior, because you know, you got to look in the guy's eyes and see the emotion, the tears with everything that goes on with it.
There's no quarterback ever in the league has played consecutive longer than him. I think that he doesn't want to break it now, and we'll do whatever we need to do. But if he can't play, we have a lot of confidence in Hasselbeck. But you know, Brett's a fighter, and you know, he's the best quarterback in the league. So you know, if there's any way he can play, you know, he'll play.
In Green Bay, Jesse Garcia, today's TMJ4.
Boy, we've seen Favre go through a lot and never cry. The only thing I can imagine to make him cry is to say he can't play. We'll know a lot more tomorrow on just how bad Favre's injury is, but teammate Bill Schrader seemed to have a very telling statement that leads you to believe Favre's injury may be more serious than they're letting on right now. We'll play that coming up in sports. Angela, Scott, back to you.
All right, Kevin, we'll see you again in a little bit. Well, fans spoke out tonight backing Brett Favre.
He was hurting, you could tell, but he came through and won the game.
I thought he was very courageous to go along and play the game and play it out and succeed in winning the game, and it was a close game. You can't get any closer than that. I give him all the credit in the world.
That could be a big problem. We can't be without Brett for very long.
Now, the Packers say X-rays don't show any breaks in that hand. Now everyone's just waiting to see if Favre will break his streak if he misses next Sunday's game. Right now, Favre has started 110 consecutive games. That makes him just 6 games short of the all-time record held by Ron Jaworski. Also coming up in Packers Extra, we'll have more on Brett Favre's thumb injury and some more information on holes in the Packers' plays. Angela?
What was so amazing was that Favre couldn't feel the ball after injuring his right hand against Russell Maryland's arms in the third quarter. 2 plays later, Lance Johnstone's helmet got in the way. Down 24-21 with 1:51 left, Favre wills his team 82 yards in 11 plays, starting with a 24-yard pass and run to Dorsey Levens. Favre in obvious pain throughout. How's this for a call now? It's a draw to Levens, who gains 14 of his 78 yards, all the way down to the Raiders' 42-yard line. The crowd loving it. Here's a huge play. 3rd and 10. Brett to Bill Schrader. Mark it at the Oakland 20. A TD today for the kid from Sheboygan. Next up, number 4 to young Corey Bradford, the second-year pro, bounced back from a costly deflection early to score a key TD and set up the game winner. Nice play there, and 11 seconds to play when Favre's 4th TD pass comes into the arms of Jeff Thomason, who cradles the ball like a child. The Packers win for Ray Rhodes in his first game as Green Bay coach, 28-24. Now, much more reaction on the big game in sports and in the Packers blitz. Joyce and Charles, x-rays on Brett's hand show no broken bones. Time will tell if his streak of playing in 110 consecutive games is in jeopardy. What an amazing performance by an amazing human being, Brett Favre.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. Thanks, Tom.
Contact, that hurt.
Favre pulls up and hits Bill Schrader on the quick slant, a 4-yard touchdown, and a 7-0 lead. Packers up 7-3 in the second quarter. Favre right to the numbers of Corey Bradford. The ball pops up, Darian Gordon there for the interception. The Raiders turn that into quick points with a 1-yard touchdown dive by Randy Jordan. 10-7 Raiders at the half as both teams squander scoring opportunities. Second half, the Favre scare with the thumb injury just seemed to light a fire under him. Look what happens on that drive after the injury.
Brett under a blitz, has time, wings it over the middle, got Freeman running free at the 30, cutting right. He's to the 35-40, he's to the 45-50, to the 45-40, and hammered out of bounds. Favre backpedal, short drop, quick toss over the middle, touchdown!
Well, the Packers retake the lead at 14-10, but then something happens that can't be blamed on the thumb. He doesn't see K.D. Williams when he threw this ball. Williams picks it off deep in Packer territory. The payoff follows on the Tyrone Wheatley sweep right into open spaces. Raiders touchdown, 17-14 Raider lead. Fourth quarter, disaster continues the Pack when the Raiders face a 3rd and 9. Gannon out to burn rookie Fred Vincent. He does to James Jett out at the 1. Randy Jordan there again to finish it off, and Lambeau turns into a morgue for just a little while. 24-14 Raiders. But Favre works his magic. 2 big catches by Tyrone Davis. The second initially called no catch, but Ray Rhodes uses instant replay challenge. It's reverse for the Packer reception. Favre then slings a bullet to Corey Bradford. 8 yards for the touchdown. 24-21. Packers cut the Raiders' lead to 3 with just over 7 minutes to play in regulation. Once again, the Packers ride Favre to victory with no timeouts under 2 minutes to play. Favre drives the Packers down the field. Bradford beats Charles Woodson down to the 1, 15 seconds left. What do you do on the goal line? You could run. You risk running out the clock, but give it to Favre.
Favre takes, short drop, looking right, pops the right side of the end zone. Touchdown, Jeff Tolleson! Packers into the lead.
An 11-play drive in the final 1 minute, 51 seconds, 82 yards, and another memorable Brett Favre moment as the Packers beat the Raiders in a nail-biter, 24-21. Game as tight as the stats. The Packers more first downs and passing yards. The Raiders more rushing yards in time of possession, but it's so close. The stats hardly tell the story of this hard-fought win. That even left stoic Rhodes emotional.
I'm emotional too. I'm human. I can't say that I'm one of them John Wayne type guys and don't let a tear or two drop. But hey, it's an emotional game, and when you see guys give you their all and fight exhausted, you know you can't help but get emotional at times.
I'm so drained right now.
Thank you, Brett.
Sorry, fellas.
You'll find out why Brett was really crying, but I'll tell you what, that man has got the utmost respect from everybody in this team from the effort that he put in today. I tell you what he went through, I don't know if anybody else could go through, because he played the most unbelievable game with what he had. And you'll understand later on, but man, he was very impressive.
Boy, that's a curious thing for Schrader to say. What will we find out about Favre? That the injury is worse than anyone is letting on? Favre has faced many emotional, draining losses and been pretty beat up before ever breaking out in tears. Whatever comes in the next few days, you can't take away today. Another impressive Favre outing. Dennis Krause reports.
This is where the Packers' winning drive started, their own 18-yard line. 1 minute, 51 seconds to go. No timeouts remaining, down 3. This is what was staring at Brett Favre and the Packers.
We all got in there and we knew that this is the here and now. This is going to be our last chance. And there wasn't a whole lot of talk. Everybody knew what they had to do, and everybody just went out there and did what they could do.
It's hard for a 3-time MVP to find a way to earn even more respect. But Brett Favre's performance in pain left his teammates in awe.
It was just an unspoken desire to win in his eyes. And, that was really, the 2-minute drill. You hear about it, and you hear like Montana and the LAs and stuff doing it, and to be a part of the Favre era and doing it, it's a well-organized machine.
I mean, he has a lot of guts, staying on the field. His hand it looked like somebody ran over with a car. But he stays in there and he drives offense right down the field for the winning score. I mean, wins like this you can build off of.
Woo!
We battled all the way to the end. When we had that last shot, we said, hey, we've done this a million times. Just be poised. We got the best guy in the league that can do it, and unbelievable, awesome.
They didn't think they were winning, and so did we. But the quarterback stayed in there, and he got it done.
I heard his hand was kind of messed up pretty bad, and I just kept seeing him getting down on one knee when they had a timeout or whatever, so I knew he was hurting out there. But he kept fighting, kept throwing the ball, kept staying in the pocket, and really fighting out there. And it just really, it gave the rest of the team a little bit of extra edge to go out there and fight with him.
If this game is any indication, the Packers are going to have to work for everything they get this season.
I think it does something for the morale of our team now, you know, something that says we'll never quit. And that's the most important thing, to never say never.
In Green Bay, Dennis Krause, today's TMJ4 Sports.
Well, players like Favre can be real lightning rods for the season, showing young players what it takes to be a superstar. The Raiders were trying to attack some of those youngsters today with mixed results. Rookie cornerback Mike McKenzie did get this interception in the end zone, and the Raiders didn't have a touchdown pass. Leroy Butler warned the rookies that teams will be coming at them until they prove themselves.
They picked on 34 a little bit. He intercepted the ball. They left him alone. Until you go out there and intercept and be aggressive, they're going to pick on you.
Well, up next for the Packers, a trip to Detroit to face the Lions, and the Lions were underdogs in Seattle.